Doot, doot, doot. All right, sound is on. Then, normally here I would transition to the talking screen, but my I just moved, so my new computer room isn't set up yet, so I don't have the best lighting. So we're just gonna actually transition to the puzzle we're gonna do. But I am still gonna do the hello everyone. I wave despite not being on camera, and I'm gonna ask Mama how she's doing. So how are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. Uh-oh.
Um, I
No.
um want to get to the puzzle. There we go. That
Ah,
way I
I can
can
see that.
have the puzzle link ready, which I'll go ahead and put it in the chat. But yeah, so I was moving last week, which is why I didn't stream Sudoku last week. Um, so it was I definitely needed the time. Um, lots of stuff, and it all needed to be moved and all that. And I probably sound a little different because I'm using my headset microphone instead of the fancy microphone that I had been using. But yeah. Aside from that, have you been up to anything exciting, Mama?
Nope, nothing exciting that I can think of.
All right. In that case, that makes it puzzle time. So I did put the link to the puzzle in the chat. So the first puzzle we're going to do is Rise Up by Playmaker6174. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and all clues are standard. Cages. The sum of the digits inside each cage is equal to the small number in the top left corner, and digits cannot repeat within a cage. Arrows. The sum of the digits along an arrow is equal to the digit in the connected circle, and these digits can repeat if allowed by other rules. So if we were to look at, say, this center circle, if I were to make it an 8, then I could do something like 1, 6, and another 1, or I could do 1, how about a 2 there, a 1 there, and a 5 here. And that would sum to 8 on both of those arrows. And if we look in, say, this 15, I could use a 6 and a 9 to make those sum to 15. But the cages, they can't repeat. So this 21, I couldn't do 2 8s, um, which would be 16, and I would need, what, an extra 5 to make 21? So that's not allowed because they're in the same box. But aside from that, what do we see?
Well, there's a 3-cell 6 cage in box 1.
True. That has to be the digits 1, 2, and 3. And then if we look at these two, these are minimum 6, 7, 8, 9, because for
Well,
the same reason that that's 1, 2, 3, those could be 1, 2, 3, making that 6. You were going to say something?
well, if that's 1, 2, 3, neither one can be 6 because if that's 1, 2, 3, then following down into box 5 in that 8 cage, um, 4 and 5 would be the minimum that could go in column 4
Right.
or in row 4. So 6 is out, and I believe 7 is out as well because that would be 3 and 5,
Yeah, which is already 8.
and then 1 has to occur in that 8 cage. And the 12 cage at the bottom in box 9, sorry, box 9, the 4 cell 12 cage.
Oh, yeah, that one makes a lot more sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the circle can't be 1 or 2. Can't put a 6 here. 2, 3, 4, and 5 is 14. So a 1 is required, so I couldn't put a 5 here.
Well, and so is 2
Yeah.
because it's either Yeah.
because 1 through 5 is 15. Take the 1 out, that's 14 remaining. Take the 2 out, that would be 13 remaining, both of which is still too big for 12. So,
So 3 is out because 1 and 2 is required.
yeah. Um, oh, but 1 and 2 is required. Well, if this is minimum, never mind.
All right, going back to box 9, if you were to use a 3 inside the cage,
Yeah.
well, 3 and 4 is 7, but you can't make 2 in the other 2. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, 3 doesn't work.
"21, 8 and 9 is 17, and I would need 4. So then these 2, they can't, well, they couldn't both be 8 anyway. Um, oh, well, they have to be an 8-9 pair. So one of these has to be 1, so it can't be this one. And so the 9 that's gonna be on here is gonna have to be 2, 3, 4. So let's say this was the 1, and so this would be 16, which would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, wouldn't it? To have 5 cells. Wait. It would be 15 going across because
Let's say, wait a minute,
1 through
which
4,
one is
5.
the 8?
Um, and well, this has to be 5 because of the 2, 3, 4. That it has to be the 9, and so this is going to be 1, 3, 4 on the other side.
That's a
Although
1,
the
2.
5 makes that a 1, 2 anyway. Uh, 5 takes out 7.
And that's a 1
Takes out
through
7.
5 in the row.
Yeah.
Rows.
6, 7, 8, 9. 3 and
So 3 and 4
4.
come in, yeah.
And obviously that's not a 9 or an 8. 7 and a pair of 1s would allow this to be a 9.
And that the 12 cage in column 9 can't have 8 or 9 in the top.
I think these are 1, 2. But one of these two has to be a 7, so this has to be a
Right.
9. And so one of these is a pair of 1s. And then the 6 is going to have to be a 1, 2 pair. Ah, well, no. But this is 1 through 4, so we have 5 through 9 here. And then
Well,
so the
in row
9s are
1,
here and here. Row 1. Oh, right.
yeah,
It's also going to be the same for column 1.
Column 1,
So
yeah.
these two,
The virtual 8, 9 pair in the row
yeah.
and in the column.
So that's going to make those nines. Nines removed from here, 8, 7, and 6, I believe, is 21.
Yeah.
So this has to be the 8. This is the 6, 7 pair there. And we have 3 and 4 remaining. And just to be extra clear on this one up here, the reason this can't be 9 is because 15 must include 8 or 9. If it didn't, then the maximum it could be is 6 and 7, which is only 13. So we have to have 8 or 9 in there. And that's going to combine with this 8 or 9 over here, removing it as a possibility from here. And the same thing is true over here. 14, 6 and 7 is again still 13. So this has to have 8 or 9 in it, combined with that 8 or 9. So then it can't go there. Well, 8 has to be like this, although it's going to be removed from the tops again. Okay, 8 and 9 is in this box, although I guess I just saw you've got the 6, 7, and everything else. So these are 1 through 5, which that's 1 through 5 here. That's 1 through 5 there. So these are 6, 7, 8. And again, the 8s are removed from this group. So what's left over here? A pair of 5s?
Hmm. And in row 1, that last one is from 1 through 4. Because you've got the virtual 8, 9 and a virtual 6, 7. Same with column.
You were saying here's 6, 7, and here's 6,
No,
7?
it's from 1 through 4.
1 through 4.
Because there's
There we go.
a virtual 6, 7 pair along with the virtual 8, 9 pair in row 1.
And then the 5 here is going to give us our 14 to be 6 and 8. So 7,
Which places
9.
box 3, the 15 cages. Yeah.
Still don't know
Box
which one.
4.
Box 4.
Box 4, that's a 1.
Yeah. This one's the 2. So that's 1, that's 6, that's 7, that's also 1. Have to have a 1, so that's there. Seven pairs with 5 to make 12. 3, 4 pair makes a 1.
And the 4 cell 12 cage, it has to have 4 or 5. Well, if it has 4, it has to have 5 because it's 1, 2, 4, 5.
Um, and
Box
if it
9,
has 5, it has to have 4 then too, right? So
right.
the 6 is out. Because the 6 was only if
And
it was
so
1,
is
2,
3.
3. Derp.
Yeah, it's either 1, 2, 3, 6 or 1, 2, 4, 5. And since it has to have 4 or 5, because that is the circle, then it can't have 3 or 6.
So this is 3. That's 4.
Well, okay. I can see it going on. It stopped on the
It's not
I
not
don't know
doing
if
what it's
that's
supposed
my
to do on
side or
Discord.
your side on Discord.
Um, oh, well, let me stop streaming for a second. Share my screen, entire screen. Yeah, it's in the right thing. So if you rejoin that, does that work properly?
I think it might be on my end. Here, oh, let me. Yeah, pretty sure it's on my screen. Yep, it's my screen.
Hmm.
I'll have to. Let me. Re-
There we go. That's the puzzle. There wasn't much else logic-wise, just finish in the details. Is it working again? We can restart Discord if on both sides if that's still not working. Although it may be that Mum restarted her computer, so where's the button to see participants in the call? There it is. I guess while I have the time here, let me look up and see if this says rise up by Playmaker. So yeah, it's this puzzle. Sounds like Mum's returned.
okay. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Nice. First try. But yeah. So there was no more logic in the puzzle. So
Yeah.
um, enter row 2. Is the stream working through Discord?
It's just got the two little blue dots going through each other, round and around. Okay.
I restarted the stream. back over here. You should see
There we go.
Sudoku puzzles. Yeah, first
Yay.
try. This was pretty easy. I don't know if I would even rate it regular easy. It's pretty straightforward if you just put in all the things. There's a few tricky spots here and there, but even then, um, I'm not entirely certain where the 2.5, 3-star difficulty range is coming from. Because it definitely seems to be very much on the easy side. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
submit that rating. One of the few times I'm rating the puzzle lower than most other people. But yeah, all right. Unless you have anything else, next puzzle is Sagita Speakeasy by K Splendor. Normal Sudoku rules apply. The 9 green squares form an extra region containing the digits 1 to 9. Modular lines. Any set of 3 consecutive digits along a hollow teal modular line must contain a digit from each of the following sets: 147, 258, and 369. And if you think about modular arithmetic, 147 are all 1 mod 3, 258 are 2 mod 3, and 3, 6, and 9 are 3 mod 3 or 0 mod 3, which is the standard convention. Um, so those are all within the same modular groups. X's and V's, those are digits separated by an X summed to 10 and digits separated by a V summed to 5. There's no negative constraint with these. And Kropke dots, digits separated by a black Kropke dot, have a ratio of 2 to 1, and digits separated by a white Kropke dot are consecutive. And again, no negative constraint. So with these here, I guess I could have just double clicked and that would have highlighted all of them. They must be all from the set of digits 1 through 9. And I think those 4 are going to be 1 through 4. And of course, on the other sides of the V's, also 1 through 4. And then with the V's, so those sum to 5, so those are only the digits 1 through 4. Across the X's, those sum to 10. So on the other sides of the small values, that's going to be 6 through 9. Now, when it was talking about the no negative constraint, that means I can still have a 6 and a 4 here. It's just that these ones are explicitly stated as summing to 10. And if there was a negative constraint, which this puzzle does not have again, this would not be allowed. But because there is no negative constraint, that is allowed. The same with the Kropke dots. So these are consecutive. It might go 3 and then 4. And then in a 2 to 1 ratio, if I did a 3, then the other side would be a 6. But again, I could put the 3 and the 6 over here because there is no negative constraint. So again, the trickiest part here is these modular lines. So if we look at this set of 3, one would be from 147, the next might be from the 369 group, and then the last one would have to be from the 257 or 258 group, so maybe that one's a 5. And so then the next one around the corner would be again from 1, 4, or 7. All right, with that, I already started filling in
Okay.
stuff, so I'm not going to restart the time. But what did you see, Mama?
The V's in rows 2 and 8 are on the modular line. So you
Mhm.
cannot use 1 and 4 because those are the same.
That is true. So then those are the green 2, 3. So then these are not 2 and 3. Excuse me.
Um,
Messed it up again. And then 2 and 3 has to go across to 6 or 8. Excuse me, 7 or 8. Ah,
And
But this one
2
is
and
1, 4,
8
6, or not. 2 and 8
in box
is,
1, the X
yeah.
that's on the modular line, 2 and 8 are on the same, they're both mod 2.
So 3 and 7 are in different groups. So then this is going to be 2, 5, or 8. This one's a 2. And so the next one's going to be 1, 4, or 7. And then the one after that, 3, 6, or 9, which can't be 3, because I've already used 2 and 3. So then 2, 5, 8 again. After 2, 5, 8 is 1, 4, 7,
147.
and then 3, 6, 9. Again, down to 3. So now we've got a 6, 9 pair. So then these are 5, 8, and 7. Now we've already got these. So these two are going to both be 1, 4, 7. So this can't be a 7. Um,
Neither can the other one.
it's got to be 2, 5, 8. And this one, it can't be 7 because it's also 2, 5, 8. So then this is 3, 6, 9. This one is going to have to be 1, 4, 7. This one is going to be 3, 6, 9 again. But a 5, 8 pair in green is going to make this a 7. 1 and 4 is going to have to be 2, which, since
Or
this one
8.
isn't a 2, this one can't be a 1. So it's going to have to be 8 with 4 and 1 with 2. Now, we knew what was going around these ones because they were already at least 2 of them. But after these, the 2 and the 8 here, we don't know what these ones are yet. We just know they're not 2, 5, or 8.
The X on row 2 is going to be from, yeah, no, 1, 4, 6, and 9.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why I keep messing that up. And
yeah, it's easy.
being a
And
math
you can't
tutor,
have 1 or 4 in box 3
um, wouldn't it be this one?
because of the 1, 4. Box 3, there's a 1, 4 pair on the V.
Oh,
So on
right.
the X,
So this is 6. This is 4. That's 1, 4. That's all right. Apparently, my brain is just not functioning quite yet. Um, I got through the entire first puzzle, but something decided, something in my brain decided it didn't want to cooperate. Don't know what is going on inside my brain, but I will figure it out or I won't. This can't be 2, 5, or 8 because it has to be consecutive to 2, 5, or 8. Um,
if you go right 1, that one is for
oh,
the
this one has
258.
to be 2. It has to be 2, 5, 8 because of this. And the same is going to be true here. Um, and so those two are from the same group, which if I did 1, 4, 7, that would work. 3, 6, 9, that would work. Um, which I guess is just 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9. And then this can't be 4 or 7. This can't be 3 or 6. And then this is just whatever the last one left over is. But this one, it cannot be 2, 5, 8, and it cannot be 3, 6, 9. So it's going to have to be 1, 4, 7. So this is also 1, 4, 7. And this has to be 3, 6, 9.
Okay, well, the white cropky dot between boxes 5 and 8. 1 doesn't work because there's nothing to adjoin with it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Can't be 1. The bottom can't, it has to be 4. So the top has to be 3.
147,369, because it can't be 2, 5, and 8, and it sees 1, 4, 6, and 3, and there's 7 over there. So that actually has to be 9. And so this isn't a 6, because that one is. 1 must pair with 2, excuse me. 147,258, so that's 9, that's 5, that's not a 9. Got 5, 6, 8, and 9. 6, 9, 8. 5, 6, 8, 9. 5, 6, and 9, so that's an 8. It's a 6. These aren't. Pair of 5s makes that an 8. Pair of 9s, or I guess the 5, 9 pair, make that a 6. That's a 5, 9, 5, not a 5. That's a 2. These aren't 5s. 1, 4, 7 left over. And what, 2? Apparently that's just a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 3, 7. Well, these two are going to be what, 5 and 9? 1, 4, and whatever this one is, it's going to have to be a 3.
3. Row 2 is left with 5, 8, and 9.
9's removed from both of the sides, so this one must be 9. 6, 8, and 5. 2, 8, and whatever this one is, a 3 again. 2, 8 pair leaves this as being a 3, so I don't see 1 or 9. 5, 8. I don't see a 6, and I
6 and
don't
4.
see. So that's 6. These aren't 6. That's not a 4. So that is 3 here. What's left over
6.
here? 2 left over for these two.
5 and 7.
Oops. Well, top isn't a 7. And then what? 2, 2, 8,
2,
and
8,
9.
and 9.
And 7 and a 9.
9.
1, 2,
4,
3,
6,
4.
and 5.
This is a 2. 8, 5, 8, 2, 5. 4, 5, 1, 4, 7, 1. This looks like a 7. Don't see 3, and I don't see 8. There we go. We hope you enjoyed your stay with us, however brief it was. Come back sometime if you land in the Southern Triangle again. So this was Sagita Speakeasy, which I just realized I forgot to put in the chat. So if you want to give that puzzle a go, the link is now in the description, despite the answer being on screen. That's for people who I guess get here late, maybe, or maybe early. I don't know. Apparently, this is part of a Zodiac project. Row 5. That's the wrong button. It's a good thing I'm not sharing my screen like directly, because all of these little mistakes on grabbing the wrong screen and whatnot would be shared with everyone on the internet. But the only thing people can see right now is the browser. So It's one of the reasons I never want to share my screen directly. If something's going to end up on screen, it's because I picked that specifically. Now, that doesn't mean I can't accidentally open a browser window, so I should be really, really careful when I uh, click on links and stuff. But usually I try to do that in a different window and then bring that in. So I've been doing my best to keep the stream from sharing information I don't want shared. Anyway, um, that was a pretty easy puzzle. Um,
Oh,
the thinking through the modular arithmetic requires a little bit of thinking, but at the end of the day, I don't think there was really much to it. Um, so next puzzle we're gonna do is gonna be Sudoku by Bluebird Broken Leg. What is the temperature in here? It is quite warm. I gotta figure out how to keep the temperature down. So Sudoku by Bluebird Broken Leg. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Orange square. The sum of the digits inside the square must equal the number in the top left corner. Can have repeated digits. Green square. Whisper line. A digit in a green cell differs by at least 5 from a digit in an orthogonally adjacent green cell. Red square quadruple. A digit inside the circle must appears at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. Blue rectangle, Renban pink line, contains a set of digits that are consecutive and all different. Yellow square, palindromic lines. The shape X are 2 diagonal palindromic lines reading the same forwards and backwards. White dot, a pair of cells connected by a white dot contains consecutive digits. Diagonal line, digits may not repeat along the marked diagonal. Okay, unfortunately, this puzzle has a ton of rules. And they're all pretty standard rules. There's nothing super new. So basically, these white crocky dots are consecutive. So if I were to start with a 3, this one might go down to 2 and then a 1. Or if I started with a 3, it might go up 4 and 5. But again, that doesn't have to be a 3. Maybe it's a 7, and then it goes 8 and 9, or 6 and 5. If we look at these two, let's do this systematically. Excuse me. This orange square here, the 4 digits must sum to 8. Now, normally cages don't allow you to repeat digits, but this one must because there's no way to make 4 cells, 4 different numbers sum to 8, because 1, 2, 3, and 4 sums to 10. The green boxes, those have to be at least 5 digits away. So let's say if I put a 1 here, both of the cells that are adjacent to it must be at least 5 away. So since I can't go down from 1, I have to go up. 1 plus 5 is 6 as the minimum. So that can be 6, 7, 8, or 9. And if I did, say, a 9 here, can't go up because there's no digit larger than 9. So 9 minus 5 is 4. And since that's the minimum distance, it could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So that would be an option there. Blue. The blue rectangle was what again? Blue rectangle, Renban pink line. So the whole blue rectangle is a consecutive set of digits that are all different. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Or maybe the 1 is a 9 instead. But it's going to have to be one of those two groups. Um, and then I already did orange and green. So the last thing here is this yellow group, which is our two palindromic lines, which means that this digit and that digit are going to be the same, and that digit and that digit are going to be the same. Last rule is that this diagonal must be all different digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now it doesn't have to be just like that. It just is so I could have put down 9 and 7 or 3 and 7 and something like that. Just can't repeat. So I think I covered all the rules. So let's get started. Well, I guess this one's easiest. 3, 7, 8, and 9 are the only options because of the quadruple. But this one might have something different, although we could have a repeat. They're only um, required to appear at least once. And then we've got our 8 here. I guess I didn't really go over the fact that that could be 28. But I guess that's going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9 is 30. So 6 minus 2 would make a 4. So that's 4 through 9. And I think 8 and 9 are required. But this 8, and since they're all in the same box, no, there I can't have any repeats.
Right.
Unlike this 8 up here.
One, two,
So
three, and or 1, 2, 4, and 1.
yeah, there's no way to make a 5 and 3 ones work.
No. You can only duplicate one digit.
Yeah.
Well, you could do 1, 3, 1, 3.
Yeah.
But you could not do that because there has to be a 3 in, so
In
you
this
can't
red
have a
quadruple.
duplicate a 3 in the 8 because that would eliminate the rectangle. Yeah.
So does that mean I have to have a 4 then?
No, because you could have 1, 2, 3, and 1.
That's true.
You just can't duplicate the 3 in the box.
Yeah. I guess with these, since we know that these two are the same and those two are the same, they have to be two duplicates, which means 3, 7, 8, and 9 are removed as options.
Yeah.
Now, two twos and two threes, there's no way to avoid using a 1 here. Because two twos and two threes is 10. So I can't do ones down here. Was there a way to avoid 2?
No.
Because the only way to do that would be 1, 3, 1, 3. I could do 1, 4, 1. No, 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 no. I don't know why I'm thinking I can do 1, 4, 1, 4. That would be 10. A 4, two ones, and a 2.
Yeah, because it was either 1, 2, 3 with an additional 2 or 1, 2, 4 with an additional 1.
Yeah.
So it can't have 2s. Don't we have to have 4 digits though?
No, because it's going to be these two are the
Oh, right.
same and those two are the same.
Right, right. Yeah, just apparently running a little slow.
I'm barely functioning. Um, we've got one more puzzle after this one that I think we'll do, and then call it a day. I guess one thing that's important. with this one is I can't have a 5 in the green group. Um, but I do know that the two opposite corners, are going to be the same high or low value.
Right.
Let's say I tried to make a 4 here. Well, then I'd be forced to make a pair of 9s because 4 minus 5 is negative and 4 plus 5 is 9, and I can't go higher than 9. So I can't use 4 in any of the boxes up here because that would break the 9s up here.
Right.
Because I have to have at least one 9, so a 4 here would be two 9s, and that's not allowed. Now the opposite of 4 in the high group is 6, which would force two 1s, and I believe we said that there's no way to get away from 1s in here. So we can't have 6s for the same reason that we couldn't have 4s.
Link.
Link?
Link.
That is true. I did not put the link in the chat.
I just noticed that.
Yeah. Not having my second monitor has definitely interrupted the. Not that I was particularly great at remembering all the things. Okay, so there's at least one 4, at least one. So let's say the 4 was here. Then that's a low digit, and then you'd have two more. So one of these two rows is done with low digits. Hmm. Oh, we either have two 2s or two 1s. So, hmm. But I think that's going to mean that I can't use 7 in any of these. Because if I put a 7 here, then, oh, I could do, well, I couldn't do two 1s and I couldn't do two 2s because I have to use a 1 or a 2 up here. But I
Right.
couldn't do 1 and 2 because I have to have either two 1s or two 2s, and that would break the 1 and the 2, correct?
Yes.
So that removes 7 as an option over here. And now the two high digits are an 8 and a 9. And so I cannot repeat the 8 and the 9 over here, but the 8 and the 9 must also be different on this side. However, I'm going to have a 3 in this group because I can't do a 1 and a 2, and I can't do two 1s, and I cannot do two 2s. So I have to have at least one 3. It might be two 3s, though, because I can do 1, 2, 4, and a 1. I still don't know if this is going to have a forced repeat of a pair of 4s, but it can still have another digit entirely. Now, what about this group? No 5s ever, but also 4 and 6 is removed because, um, well, actually 4 and 6 is not removed. 4 is removed because I have to have 9s over here. But I don't know if 6 is removed because 6 would place 1s, and I could make this a 4-5 pair. Because I have to have a 9 over here, so I can't use 4 here. But
Well,
otherwise, I don't think that's broken.
n- if you do a 4-5 pair in the yellow,
Yeah,
then that 28 cage is left with 30.
yeah. So 6 is required. So then I can't use 6s. But also the 6 comes out, and so does the 5, so then the 4 is removed. So that's a, well,
Okay, the blue has to have 8,
yeah,
and it cannot be in box 6 because between box the 8, 9 up there and the 8, 9 in orange, the 8 has to be in blue,
yeah, okay.
which eliminates
So,
8 from everything else in that box.
um, 4 is also required to be in blue. So that's going to take this 4 out. I don't know where the 3 goes in that green group, so that's not forced yet. And if there is a 9 in blue, it must be in this group, but it's not required. So
Okay,
1
in
and
box
9 are the
5,
2
what's left
questions.
on the outer edge,
Uh-huh.
on the perimeter, is a 1, 2, 3, 7, 9
Oh,
quintuple. 5 and 6.
didn't even notice that was a quintuple. So
So
2,
we know 2,
3,
3, and 7.
7, and then either 1 or 9. Except it can't be 9 because there's a 9 up here
Right.
and a 9 down there. So 3, 7, 8, and 9, except not the 9. 3, 7, and 8 is all removed. Although I guess it's just 3, 7, and 8, so that's not particularly helpful. Although over here, I cannot have 1 or 2. Although it's not particularly helpful, so I'm actually just going to remove those. I'm struggling with this one. If there's more information we can learn, don't I don't know for certain. Maybe we do need to look in like this group. So 3, 7, 8, but also 1 and 2. And then if we look here, 8 and 9 are removed because I have to have both 8 and 9 here. And since one of these two has to be the 9, the 8 has to be up here. Because if I had two nines, I wouldn't be able to make this work. So we
Right.
have an 8 here and a 9 here. And there's at least one 3 in this group. But I don't know about the 3 over here. I could do two 3s, and I wouldn't need a 1 or a 2. But I could also do a 1 or a 2, and then whichever one is the other one is singular in the orange group, the orange 8. I'm not seeing anything that's going to be particularly insightful, so maybe I take that out and this out. This cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 7. It's a 4, 5, or 6. Which I guess these are 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9 anyway. Except it can't be a 9. I mean, the 8 we know is over here,
Okay, well,
which
in row 4, where does the 7 go?
can't go here, can't go there, and we know it's not any of these because the 7 has to be one of those. So that's a 7, and these two can't be. Which I guess we could have also looked at this group. None of those are
Well,
7.
yeah.
That had to be 7. Um,
And the
coming back
9
up
has to
to,
be in green in box 5.
yeah. Oh, that
So
takes
it
the
can't
9
be.
out of here and takes 3 out of here and 3 out of here. Um, okay. To go back up to box 3, um, because I have to have an 8 here, there's no 8 there. So then looking at this box,
And
the 8
8
here and 8 in here force it out of all of this, and the 8 here takes it out of there. So 8 has to be one of these two.
and
If
it
it was
can't
the
be the
middle,
corner.
because it would have to have a 9 on one side of it. So
Right.
that's not 8. That is. This isn't 9, so it's 7 and then 6. And then this 7 follows down this diagonal to make this 3. That's 7. Those two aren't 3. One of these two is, so that's out. This one doesn't have to be a 3, but um, get some stuff out of the way. Where do we get to next? Now this 5, 6 pair takes 5, 6, 7, and 3 out. And this isn't an 8. 6, 7, 8. Oh, but we don't have 8 or 9 in this column, nor do we
And the
have
5,
5
6
and
comes out.
6. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is 2, 3, 4, or 5. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. This is a 3. Those are both 2.
And then it's a 1 up in the box 2.
Yeah. can't think of a reason why that wouldn't be allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Not helpful. Five, 6. Wait. 4, 7, 8, 9. This isn't a 6, and these two can't be 5 or 6 because we know that this takes it out of those. Well, this actually has to be 3, 8 because we know the low digit, there has to be a 3 in this group somewhere,
Right.
and that's 1, 2, 9, which I should have noticed sooner. So this is the 3 or 4, so the 4 is out. That's 1 or 2. So now this digit cannot be 1, 2, or 3 because that's a 1, 2 pair and a 3, 8. And actually, yeah, never mind. 1, 2 pair is actually going to affect that column. But this can't be 1, 2, 3. The reason that's important is that makes these 1, 2, 3. So this is 5 and that's 6. And this is 4, 5, 6, and 9. And it can't be a 9, nor can it be a 6. So we have both 6 and 9 there. But that's not that helpful. Now, so what's left over in this row? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, where the 9 can't go over here. And apparently these aren't 6, 7, and the right one isn't a 5. So apparently that's just 4, 5, 9 going across. So this is 6 and 7. So that's not 6, that's not 7. The 7 group here is going to force a 7 there. Which means I have to have a 7 in here. Which means my low digits cannot be a 3. They're a 1 and a 2. Which means I have 3 as one of these two, which matches with that, which matches with that. But 3 being one of those two means that's not a 3. Now the middle digit can't be a 5 because it wouldn't have a 6 on either side, and so this can't be, yes it can be, it can go 4, 3, 2. But this 3, 4 matches with those 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 2 is in here, so that's not a 2, that's not 1 or 2. Which means this isn't a 1. So if I didn't have a 3, this would be 2, 4, and 5, which wouldn't work. So 3 is required. And a 4 is also required. That gives me a 1, 2 pair, 3, 4, and 5, 4, 3, 4, a pair of 1s and a 2, 2, not a 4. Those aren't 1s, it's 2 and 9. 4 is gone, 8, 5, 6, 5, 6, and 5. 8. What's left here? 1, 2, 3. 1,
Row
3
4
pair
is
makes
2 and
7.
7. Or 3 and 7, excuse me.
Seven's gone from those two. This 3 looks at that and fixes those. Okay, these two are what, 8 and 9? These two, 1 and
5.
5. And then 6 and 7. Apparently that's an 8 down there. 7 and 9 are my high digits, and 1 and 2 are my low digits, so this is a 3-4 pair. 1, 2, and 9, I think. This isn't a 9, and it's also not a 1, so that's a 2. 1, 9. So this is 1 or 3, which can be either 4, 5, 6, and 9, and 8. This 2 sees that, so 9's no longer an option. That's a
5,
4
6 is in
now.
box 7. 5,
Yeah,
6 pair.
so that's an 8. So that's an 8, it's not a 4. 5, 6 pair. 2s, 9s, 4s, 9s, 9, 8. Not a 9. 1, 2, 7 makes that a 9. Where's 4 in this row? That can't be 4 because of the croppy dot. 4 isn't 8. 5 and 6. The 3, 4 here takes it out of those. 9 isn't 4, and 2 and 3 see the 4, 9 there. So this is 4, that's 7. That's not a 7. 1, 3, and 4 I don't see. Okay, how about these two? 1, 3, 6, 7. 1, 3, 6, 7. And I also need a 2. 1, 3, and 7. 2, 3, 7. Apparently that one's the only one that could be a 2 because this is 1, 3, 6, and 7. 1, 6, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 6, 5, 7. 5, 6 pair takes out 5 and 6. 4, 8, and 9 triple. 1, 5, 6, 7. Are those all from the same group? 1, 5, 6, and 7. They are. So 5 and 6. And that's going to make us a 3, 4, 8 triple.
5 has a 4, 8 pair. Row
1, 5,
6 has a 1,
6.
5, 6. That's 4, 8, 9 is the other.
Yeah. Oh, the 9 has to be next to low digits, so this one's 7, and this is 1 and 2, 3 and 2, 1 and 3, 6, 7, 3, 7, 6, 5, 1. I think that's the last bit for the, I guess not.
And the same, well, the green
6,
is the same logic as the other
6.
green.
Right, 8, 3. There we go. That one was a bit harder. I don't know how much of it was a bit harder because my brain is pudding. Unfortunately, it is 78 in my computer room. So
Yes, that would make my brain ring as well.
yeah. All right. is not the right button. I'm glad the ad blocker decided it wanted to update. Well, let's just look at both of these. Well, that doesn't look like anywhere close to what puzzle we were working on. And it's not this one either, so I'm just going to say that this one is not on Logic Masters Germany. I guess the other thing I should look at is if the puzzle author is here. Nope, doesn't look like it. And just to make sure that this was a clean search, or a search without any additional stuff going on. Nope. So I tried with the information I had to find this puzzle. Alright. I am going to go ahead and tackle this last puzzle. So this is Los Tres Amigos by Balobs. Normal Sudoku rules apply, digits and cages do not repeat, and sum to the small clue if given. Gray circles contain 1 or 9. One gray loop is entropic, one is German whisper, and one is region sum. The solver must determine which is which. An entropic line, every 3 cells along the line contain 1 low, 1 middle, and 1 high. German whisper, adjacent adjacent cells along the line differ by at least 5. And region sum, borders divide the line into segments with the same sum. It's a good thing I'm only doing live puzzles at the moment, and no recordings. Because editing around all the misspeaking would be quite annoying, or redoing it, and so that way I read the rules clearly. But not worrying about it. And maybe I just wouldn't worry about it too much, like regardless. That would just be mostly a perfectionist thing anyway. I think I can probably paint these. Because it does sort of look like there is a lot of this one's blue, that one's red, that one's blue. And then those 4 are the only ones I don't know.
Well, the circle that's in box 1, or the cannot be the entropic one, because you'd have low something low, or well, or high, whatever,
Because these 2,
are the same and they are not 3 apart.
yeah. So this is either a green line or a blue line, which won't make a lot of sense to people, but that's okay.
Oh, and yeah, never mind.
Okay. Well, we know that this isn't the entropic line. If it was the region sum line, this is already 10.
Right.
You add a third digit, and we're at minimum 12. I don't know if that's helpful.
Only insofar as the 1 or 9 that's on that ring in box 5
Hmm.
would have to be 9.
Yeah. Can this be the entropic ring? Because you'd
Yes.
have that one be high. 1, 2, 3. That one would be high. 1, 2, 3. That one would be high. Well, I guess it wouldn't be high. It would be whatever red
Right.
is.
Yeah.
So, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Well, these two wouldn't be 1, 9. That one wouldn't be 1, 9. And well, the opposite would be whatever 1 comes after. So actually, let's just
Well,
make them look like this. Have these be 4, 5, 6. I can't see a reason why this wouldn't be allowed.
okay, if the one we'll just label the top one ring 1.
Uh-huh.
If that were the region sum line,
Yeah.
blue would have to be 1.
Okay.
Otherwise, because if it's 9,
Uh-huh.
then in box 1, you've got a minimum of 15.
Yeah. So it would be a 5 or higher here.
Well, I guess then it would also have to be
This would be
9 there.
9
That would have to be 9.
and 6 or higher here. And then that can be 15 easily enough. Um, the ring 2, um, if it was the German whisper line, it would have to alternate between high and low. If this
Right.
one's high, then this one would be low. This would be high. This would be low. This would be high. These have to be opposites. So this is not the German whisper line. So it is
Okay.
either the red line or the blue line. So
Oh,
this could be red,
um,
could
the
be blue.
cage that's in box 9
Hmm.
and 6 and 5. So in box 8, we know red and blue for the 1 9s because
Ah,
they
because
can't repeat
blue,
within a cage.
red, red, blue. Okay. Well, this can still be German whisper.
Okay, well, the red has to be if it's some region sum lines in box 1 or in ring 1, then we know that the red has to be the 9.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really matter because that could be a 1. Okay.
Can this be German whisper line? Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Oh. Can it be the entropy line? red, yellow, well, red, unknown, unknown, red, 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 and then it's
Yeah.
the one before that's blue. Okay. Okay, well, now what? Okay, well, let's say this one was the German whisper line. How would that
Okay.
affect this one? Well, this would be blue. Um, but blue could be 4, except it couldn't be 4. If this was low digit, it's 1, 2, 3, or if it's a high digit, it's 7, 8. Couldn't be a 1. So this is 2, 3, or 7, 8.
Okay. If ring 3 is German
Yeah.
whisper, then ring 1 is region sum,
Yeah.
and red is 9.
Except I don't think this can be the German whisper line because of what this one will be. Because if this one's the German whisper line, then this one's the entropy line, and this is going to have to be blue. But if it's blue and this is the entropy line, then this would also be blue. And it would be blue in the same way the entropy line would be blue. And so this
Right.
can't be German whisper line then. Is that a good enough proof for that?
Yeah.
Which means
So then
this
ring
one's our
1
German
is
whisper line.
right.
So then,
Okay.
but
That can't
so
be
if
if it's
this was
the
the
entropy
entropy
line,
line, yeah,
if it were the entropy line, if you look at the red at the top
these would have
and
to be
go
from
around
the
to the
same
left,
groups.
right, and they're not. So that can't be entropy.
Now, unfortunately, we don't know whether or not red is red or blue is blue. So actually, let's swap out
Right.
blue for orange and red for purple. But we do know that yellow is 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, with this one being, well, we already know we have a 1, 9 opposite pair. And the maximum I can make these two is a 7 and 8. So that would be 16 maximum. Which with 9, if the maximum is 16, that would be 1 and 6 as the maximum. And of course, the minimum's going to be 12. Because a 9 and a 2, 3, though. Actually, 9 and 5 is 14. It's 14 through 16. Two, 3, 7, 8. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not 4, 6. That's not 4, 6. This one could be. This one isn't. 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 Could be. Well, and actually none of them that's not on a circle could be 1 or 9. So we've got the purple 2, 3, 7, 8 here. That has to be the same. Oh, and actually this can't be 4 or 6 either, because these can't be 1 or 9. Those can, those can. So this one here isn't 1, 9, 2, 3, 7, or 8. It's a yellow 4, 5, or 6. And my 8 cannot be 1 and 7, and it can't be a pair of 4s. but it has to include a 2 or a 3. So this orange cannot be the 2-3 pair, because if it was, it would break the 8. So orange is high, purple is low. So this is what, 4, 5, or 6 up here? Yeah. Which I'm going to mark yellow just for funsies. But probably won't keep it for long. One, 9, 2, 3. That's too much for the moment. Okay. But a 7 and an 8 pair would make 16. So the largest number I can put here, if this was a 2, that would be 11, is a 5. And 2 and 3 and 9 is 14. So if I used an 8, that would be a 1. So the smallest digit I can put is a 5. I think an 8 would be 2 through 6. And I could do 4 through 8 here. Because 2 and 8 is 10, and an extra 4 for 14. Yeah, and if I'm looking for the largest digit, 2, 7 is 9, and a 6. Oh, couldn't use a 6. Well, yes, I can. So the question here is to maximize it, the maximum value I can get is 16. So if I used a 7 and a 2 for the minimal, then the highest other digit, since that would be 9, I would use another 7. But since I can't do 2 sevens, the highest digit I can put there is a 6. So now we just got to figure out the other things, which isn't exactly useful, but we've got some restrictions going on. Oh, I don't have the link. First try. not really seeing spaces where things line up. There was this group here, which had to be a 7 8 pair. Oh, these are 7 and 8, which means one of them is a 7. I can't use a 3, those would both be 8. So this is 2, that's 3. So this is now the 8, that's the 7. This is a 2, this is an 8. 2s are gone. This isn't a 3. That's not a 7.
Row 5, the 2
2.
carries over.
Row 5, the 2 carries over to the 3 here. Take 3 out of that one. So now we're already at 12, plus another 2 is 15. No, that's not how any of this works. It would be 14, which was already the minimum I had already had.
But it can't go to 17.
It couldn't go to 17 anyway, because 1 in a 7 8
Right.
pair is 16. Oh,
9
but
and
you're
3,
saying
and
the
so the
5.
5 goes away. Okay, in box 4 with the 8 for the equal sum, it can't have a 6 in it because it's going to be either 14 or 15.
And since the other side has to be minimum 3,
5 is
6 and 3.
13.
But we have to get up to 14.
Well, I know, but 8 and 5 is 13, and then 3 is 16, and 4 is 17.
And we can't get up to
No,
17.
we can't go to
So
17. So it can't be 4, 5. It would have to be 3, 5 or 3, 4.
3, 4, 5, 6. Not a
It's either
3.
14 or 16. So, oh, it's either 14 or 16 if we look at box 6,
Yeah.
because 9 and 14 would sum to 6.
And I can't have 15, which would be the 3, 4. So it has to be the 3,
So,
5, which makes 16,
so it's 16.
which was 4.
Yeah. And so it's 7, 8 in box 3.
Four is a yellow digit. Actually, let's make yellow an option there. So that one's set. This one,
Okay. Since it sums to 16,
yeah.
can't have a 4 on the outside because it can't have 9 in it.
You're saying neither of these can be 4?
Right, because if it's 4, then you have to have 12, and you can't pair 2, and
Right.
a 3 would
Okay, yeah.
require a 9.
8 and 2 is 10, so I would just need a 6. I've got a 2, 3 pair. It's not particularly helpful though. 7, 8 pair takes out 7, 8 as options there. And 7, 8 can't go here either, so that's 7. So this is yellow 4, 5, 6. This 7 sees that one inside of the cage, so we have 8 and 7 there.
It needs a
One of
2 in
these
that
two is a
cage.
2. So that makes this a 4, 6, 4. 4, 5 makes that 3 and 5. 6, 4, 5. This is
2
what?
and
2
6.
and 6. 8's gone, 7's gone, that's a 4. 2's removed. 5 and 6, 4, 7, 8. What's left? 2 and
6.
6. Alright, I think the colors are getting in the way more than being helpful. Unless
Yeah.
you think they're being helpful. I'm going to leave the colors of the rings. 2, 6 pair takes the 6 out from here. What's left in the column? 1,
Okay, in
2, 3,
in
4.
box 8 on the equal sum line,
These 3.
the sum is 16.
Yeah.
If it's 5, then it's an additional 11, which would be 3 and 8. If
Uh,
it's 7, it's 9, which would be 3 and 6. So that's a
so
3 in
this
the
is a
middle
3
either way.
regardless.
Yeah. And then the 3 follows over to the 2 in the row.
Yeah. Now you said if this was a 5 and a 3, that's 8. So that would be an 8. 7 and 3 is 10, so this cannot be a 5. Plus
Right.
this is a 5, 7, so that's 8 and 6 and 7 now. 6, 7, 3, 5, 4. Not a 4. This is what, a 2, 6, 2, 6, 6 and 2. Not a 5. 4, 6, and 3.
7 and 3.
Hold on. It's 4 or 6. 4, 3, 6, 7. That's just a 7. That's a 4. That's a 3. That's a 6. That's an 8. 5 and 4. 8 and 7. What are these 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 8, 5, and 7. 7.
2 is the
Uh,
cage.
5, 6, and
8,
these two. 3
3
and
and
6.
6.
This one's left over with a 4. But this one, no,
5.
there's a 6. 1, 2,
1
3.
and 2. Oh, there's a 1. I missed the 1. It was in the middle of the line.
Okay. 1, I need a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Huh. Is blobs not from Logic Masters Germany?
I don't remember.
They are. And this one's a pretty new puzzle, so maybe it's not posted yet, or they changed the
Maybe.
name. Or, well, it was new on Cracking the Cryptic. Okay, it's definitely not that one.
How long ago was that new on?
Um, on Cracking the Cryptic, it was posted 3 hours ago.
Oh, so that's a new one.
Yeah.
A new one.
All right. Well, I would generally, if I was setting, want to have it on Cracking the Crypt or not Cracking the Cryptic. I would want it to be on Cracking the Cryptic, but I would want it on Logic Masters Germany for when people want to solve it because it'll get it a lot of attention. All right. Well, maybe it'll be posted later, but for now, it'll just have to be the version of the link that's here. With that, my brain is soup. We have only 13 minutes left anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so this seems like a good spot to hit the stop button. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. Um, if you want to see additional content on this channel, Sudoku at 8 p.m. Mondays and Tuesdays is what it's usually been. But I'm going to talk to Mum about mixing that up a little bit after we hit the stop button. Um, Trying to get Wednesdays maybe, so we'll figure that out. If you want to see cooperative games, that's Dying Light. Right now on Saturdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and I promise I will eventually play Final Fantasy VI. Um, Eventually, sometime, maybe this year. All right, with that, I am going to hit the mute button and say goodbye.